don't mean nothing. Find me a hearse. Only way you're winning this if I'm dead. But it comes around the corner straight.
Welcome to Dadgic, the podcast, Magic, the Universe, and Everything. We are your hosts, Scott Lewis, and my name is Jeremy Hayes. So we've recorded a couple of these. This is the first time we've done this to, I believe, this level of production with with images, our faces, and some other oogly bits around the edge. But Scott, you've been playing around with it for a little bit, and you put some stuff up on the channel about your PEDH deck, which actually my wife and I watched, and it was cool. She just snooped in the basement, but it was cool.
You can all snoop on my basement. This here is my dog's tower of stuff.
No, it was
It's
cool.
my baby's stuff.
It was much better than what I think we've done before, even though I've never even listened to or watched what we've done before. No, we've gone over, what have we gone over? We've gone over enchantment decks. You went over your PDH deck.
Yep.
That's what we talk about.
Did a deck pick on the old version?
Yeah,
that was the first one.
Yeah, that was. I liked that one. That was honest. I thought we had a good talk on that one. Too bad the audios and visuals were shit, so you'll never see it. How are things going on your end though? What's been happening in the universe and everything side of things?
What's been happening? Not too much, you know. I got a 14-month-old now, so she's keeping me busy.
Yeah.
You know, I've been playing a lot of Pauper EDH, as you know.
You getting into the good graces of some already somewhat established podcasters. That's why our thing looks much better now.
Yeah, just, you know, soaking up information, right? Yeah. You know, I bought 2 Pauper decks today.
You bought 2?
Yeah. Well, I ordered the cards for them. For 5-color Seeker Scrounger. And
I thought you already had the cards for that, but okay.
Not the 5-color one, just the 3-color one. Okay. Just Rocco. Right. And then Sprouting Thrynax combo, which is sweet.
Sprouting Thrynax.
Thrynax with a T and an H. It's a 3-mana 3/3 that when it dies, it leaves behind 3 1/1 saplings.
So where you find a way to sack it over and over again and make infinite creatures?
Well, it's not really like an infinite combo. It's more like you do find a way to sacrifice it a bunch, like over and over again.
But, not infinitely, but I'm not. It's one of those
not
situations.
Infinitely. Yeah, you usually end with like a chatter storm for like 15 squirrels. Yeah, and you just kind of go from there. But you have the Mirkwood bats, right? That'll, you know, ping the table every time you make a token. Huh?
Mirkwood bats is a common?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. There's no way Mirkwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Mirkwood bats. So it pings
well,
everybody when you make a token.
What I'm thinking about, right? It makes a token, deal damage, sacrifice a token, deal damage.
That's the one, yeah.
That's the one that's a common. I would not have thought that.
You make a bunch of tokens, and you sack a bunch of tokens, and you ping everybody.
You win the game. That's not, why is that a common? That's not
I don't know. I'm not sure. But it is. You know, the deck's sweet.
No, it sounds cool. That sounds like my kind of deck. It's not so crazy and convoluted as
no, there's
Rocco.
Nothing convoluted about it.
It's really cool, and backup plan, you have a bunch of creatures out.
Yeah, you just play cards that say sacrifice a creature, do a thing, and then, you know, a couple different storm cards, and call it a day.
I do want to get the Wilson Refined Grizzly and folklore one that you
and what?
I believe the guys that you're talking to on elsewhere on their tournament they had. That guy was playing that.
Far
that's
Traveler.
a cool. Yeah, Yeah, Far Traveler. I thought it was Folklore or Folk
For a
Hero.
traveler.
Yeah, because cool.
It's very
There's two halves to that, right? Because it's Voltron for Wilson. You pump Wilson, and the other half of the deck is ETB effects, like cheap ones,
yeah,
or
yeah.
bad ones, not even bad ones, but and then you have a commander for each half of the deck. So it negates that whole problem of, well, I drew one half of my deck, so I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I have both halves of the deck in the command zone, so it doesn't matter which
Yeah.
half I draw.
Deck's super good.
I thought it was cool. I've always wanted to
Wilson.
make a Wilson deck, a partner deck, like
Background, yeah, no. Deck's got
yeah,
everything.
yeah, background partner, same shtick almost. But yeah, so that's really cool.
Oh, you still have a month or so.
I know, but I don't want. I already bought the cards for this Kurt Soul deck, and that's like $60. And I just spent a bunch of money on Legos.
Well, that'll get you. I
May
mean,
4th. I had to get
I get it.
I had to spend at least $160 to get the 25th anniversary droid carrier, which I did. And then they released a $160 Star Destroyer, which if you don't want to pay $500 for a Star Destroyer, there you go.
Amen.
So I bought that too. It doesn't come out till August. And
I
then
get it.
September they're coming out with a Nightmare Before Christmas set, so I have to get that.
You're
That's amazing.
screwed. You're
I'm
screwed.
screwed. All right, that's gonna be $200 easy.
You're screwed.
Um,
I mean,
yeah.
good thing
So
the Wilson Far Traveler deck costs like $11, so you'll be okay.
no, not this one. This one I was looking at least TCG play, it was like $60. Well, once all the shipping and handling is said and done. So
It's probably like 2 cards.
probably I need to look
It's
again.
always it's always like 2 cards. It's like if there's a
So
Lotus Petal, that's half the deck. Oh, or like it's probably has like snow basics, which are like a buck or two a piece that you just
yeah,
pretty much
I mean,
if you don't want to spend the money, it's just like one of those like fractional
no,
percent increases to the power level of the deck.
I have a bunch of lands sitting around here.
Yeah,
I
and you
don't
probably
recommend.
have Snowlands. Like that's probably most of
Yeah,
it.
it's probably in there for sure. Yeah. So
That'll get you.
that's just a bunch of sweet ETB. Like I was pulling out cards that I'd put in there, like Stonehorn Dignitary is cool. It's just in Pauper. I feel like combat's a big deal. I don't know.
Always, yeah. Yeah, a lot of combat, a lot of attacks and blocks for sure.
Anything that enters ATBs and draws a card, any initiate card, Monarch, anything is cool in that deck.
Yeah,
So
it's very good.
yeah,
Yeah, it wins a lot.
yeah. Speaking of tournaments though,
Yeah, so I
I
heard.
I played in a CEDH tournament couple of weeks ago now, actually. Um,
And how'd that
I
go?
went it so I went in expecting I've I've played in events like we had one here in Lancaster with our local game store Farbo Company. And he says it's an event. It's held at this other location. It said expect spice. It's like okay, I'll bring my best deck. I'll bring my Tuvasa.
Expect
what's the
spice.
expect spice. So like okay, I'll bring some spice. Just wrecked. It was destroyed. There was not even a chance.
Hmm.
So and I've been to Owl Central, another game store where the casual game. I play my slightly lower power decks. So I'm talking about Adeline and then maybe Citrus. And I'm usually winning there, or at least doing well. So that okay, we can
The
do this. Like
Adventures
I'll
Guild
bring
is
my
not a casual game store.
no. So
No, that's not a for funsies place. Never has been.
because it's one of my best decks. Now I do play it where there's no artifacts in the deck, so it's not I know
Which
it's
one?
not a CD or
Oh
Tavasa.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, and I also went to Kevin and I went to an event in Philly like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And I signed up for a CEDH event, and I sat down and just wrecked. Like I just won. Um, so I thought, okay, I'll go to this thing and I'll do okay. Like I wasn't I wasn't going in gung ho, like that I was gonna win. Um, but I was gonna do okay. So we get there, right? And our buddy Harry and Alice are both there. And Harry's playing his Magda Brazen Outlaw deck.
Always.
Yeah, and which is a great deck. It's really good. And then Elvis is
Apparently,
playing.
everybody was playing Keenan.
Everybody was playing Keening, Bonder Prodigy. There were at least four other people besides our buddy Elvis playing that. And I don't begrudge Elvis for playing Keenan because this was like his when he first got back into it. This was like his second deck that he built. It was like printed like 2 months after he got back into the game. And he was like, "Oh, that looks like it could be good," and he built it. Um, so he
It is
wasn't
good.
like trying
Quite
to.
good.
What's that?
It is good. Quite good.
Yeah, it's very good. And so some of the other decks that were there, Atali
Cormella.
Primal Conqueror, which I did not know was a CDH deck until now. I'm like, that's really cool. Um,
Bruh.
Aerith, Tormented Prophet, Carmella, Glamour Thief, Malcolm, and some red card. I forget what the other partner was, but he
Kedis.
won.
Kedis.
I was thinking
So
maybe it was
it's
Caddy.
the deck that Kevin plays.
Was it? No, because Devin plays. Does he play Cadis or does he play? He plays something else about discarding, doesn't he?
Kedis.
It
The one
wasn't
that
the deck Kevin. No, it
so
was not. At least from what I.
it wasn't the one
No,
that makes him deal damage to everybody instead of the person he attacked.
I don't know.
It was
I
almost
don't
certainly
remember.
Malcolm Kedis.
I was beaten too quickly. And then some of these other ones, I did play against the Bartolomeo del Presidente. That one was definitely not a C. He was worse than me. Um, so spoiler alert, I did badly. I did very,
So I
very
heard.
badly. It is not okay to take turn 3 and just play your commander and pass the turn. It's not. I rarely got to that point. Um, and this my Tuvasa deck. If we ever do post or we redo our in Land of Enchantment deck, where I go over all my enchantment decks, I love them. It's a stacks deck. It plays Stasis, Stony Silence, Humility, these very stacks and cards. And the whole game, I was one turn behind, um, getting out my Stony Silence. Um, it was bad. Like it wasn't even close. Like I never got close. And here's the thing I found interesting too. Um, when we play Scott, do I tend to get salty when like in our play group? Would you say?
Um,
'Cause I feel like I do. I feel like I get a little bit
I know
upset
I
sometimes,
do.
more so than I should sometimes. I think. The last time,
Uh,
the second game, last time we were playing the second game when you were swinging out at people, and I was like, why are you swinging at me? I don't see you were spreading it around, and I was just being a dick. But
you did. You sounded. Yeah, you sounded like you weren't having fun. I don't know if you sounded salty, but you just sounded
maybe
kind
I
of
was.
sad.
But this time I wasn't. Like I was not upset that I was losing. Like
Hmm.
I saw a lot of really cool decks that I didn't know about before. Like the Atali deck was really cool. Um, like I saw that go off, and I was like, that is cool. And we'll talk about that a little bit because I'll talk about what I can remember besides just losing.
Doesn't
Um,
CEDH kind of suck though?
it
Doesn't it kind of suck?
so kind of like I don't know if you're going through the slides here, but like Rule of Law and Deafening Silence were not in the deck in my deck. Um, and two people who I talked to, they were like, I thought it was. Why wouldn't it be? And so I've made changes. They're both in the deck now. I Goldfish don't hate it, but to you saying that CDH sucks, yeah, like there was fast mana everywhere. Everybody was playing fast mana.
Yeah.
Everybody was playing One Ring. Like my strategy was to go get Stony Silence and shut this shit off, and just have their One Ring sit there and deal damage to them. But I was always one turn away from doing it.
Hmm.
It was in it was crazy. Like turn 3 every game. Like I remember casting Tuvasa and thinking like, oh, I actually got here. That's great. It just wasn't good.
I don't know. I play all those cards. I play
Right,
them all, but I don't
right.
think that I'm playing CEDH decks. I mean, the last one I built, like Nazgul's definitely not, but it has all that stuff in it. Um,
Right, because it's so. I think Elvis was also like we were playing a game with Mitch the one day, and he's playing his what was it? It was a Fallout card, the one from Vegas, the boss guy
Mr.
from New
House.
Vegas. Yeah, him.
Yeah.
And so it's tapping, it's making
You
you pay with
rolling
treasure.
dice, making dudes. Yeah.
So he plays a Dockside Extortionist and makes like 7 treasures, right? Dockside
Mm-hmm.
Extortionist, an amazing CDH card, but his payoff was to make like 2 3 3s, and
Mm-hmm.
that way, like, well, it was to roll a dice 2 more times, I think
Yeah.
is what it was. And a card is you pay 4, and if you paid with treasures, you roll 2 dice instead of one, or 3 dice instead of one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's the payoff, right? Like you're playing Mana Crypt and playing a turn 1 Nazgul instead of a turn 1 Lion's Eye Diamond Underworld Breach win the game, right?
Yeah, but I played that deck too, and I wasn't winning every time, every turn three.
Right. And it was nobody
There's like
cared
a,
about what anybody else was doing.
that's what it is.
Like they had counter spells, but all the counter spell was to stop you from playing your Underworld Breach, or to stop you from playing the Dark Side, or to stop you from countering their Dark Side, or their Underworld Breach, or their um,
Right.
Thassa's Oracle. That's the interaction that was there. Counter spells to stop you from winning, or them stopping you from winning. Them from winning. Yeah, that's all the counter spells are there for. Like I play Adeline, and I'm so worried about just getting Swords to Plowshares from Adeline. Like that would just shut me out. I think if I had played Adeline, I would have done so much better because no one
Wow.
would have stopped. I would have played Adeline, and they would have been like, okay, and then I would have just attacked them for 3 turns. And at that point, I would have lost,
Yeah.
but but no one would have removed Adeline, so I would have at least had more fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a great play, but
I
I
just,
would have done more. Is what I'm saying.
I just have to think that that's. So I like one of the reasons why I like Pauper EDH so much. Hold on, getting some water. Is like you can play competitive Pauper EDH and you still get a game of Magic out of the deal. Right?
Yeah,
So like this tournament that we're having in a month, we can all agree that we're gonna bring the most busted deck that we can and throw everything at it, right? And it's still only gonna cost $40 and you're still gonna get a game of Magic out of it. Either whatever way you shake it. Like the fastest deck in the format can technically win on turn one, but it takes like 8 specific cards. The average win in the competitive metagame for Pauper EDH is turn 8.
and that is fun. I do enjoy that. You have the time. I like that.
So
Um,
that's, I think it makes a better tournament format. I can
play
see
play
like I don't
experience
want
of
to play
losing.
it all the time. Like I like jamming my powerful cards,
Right.
right? But as far as a tournament is concerned, it's something about CEDH just doesn't like. I mean, regular EDH tournament sounds awful too, just because everybody's like, you know, having discussions about power level and stuff. But um,
Yeah, I think we've gotten a bit too hung up on that, on the whole power level conversation. We've been talking about it more in our play group for sure.
yeah,
But I feel like, we play in good decks, we play in bad decks. None of us have bad decks.
yeah,
Like, any one of my decks, I can sit down against any one of anybody else's decks, and it's
yeah.
okay.
I never give a shit.
Like,
But I just
no,
don't
I'm
think
not going to
that.
sit down with Aragon against what your, trying to think, like Mitch's Tivit. Maybe Dragon. See, I'm even thinking here, like, yeah, I'd play Dragon. I wouldn't play against Magda or Slivers or anything like that. But
Right.
Yeah, but I mean,
I just don't think they make good tournament formats.
it was
Personally,
quick.
yeah,
It
it
was quick.
just sounds like a miserable experience. Especially
I mean,
because like it feels like in like if you have a room full of Commander EDH players, it feels like 95% of the tables are going to be over in 4 turns, and then that one table where the guy got his stacks piece down before
Hello.
shit hit the
I didn't.
fan is
Yeah.
going to be going for an hour and a half. So that room full of people just has to sit there and wait for that
Hmm.
one game.
That did
Um,
happen a little bit. I mean, at that point though, like for me, I expect that, and I want to go get food or play another game or do something else. Like it's not terrible. It's not that happens every pod. Yeah, I get it, but it's not. You almost need those breaks and to
oh yeah,
go.
no, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. We've been
But I
to
know
enough
there was one time where
tournaments.
everybody was standing around the one table. Um, the Voja player won. Um,
No shit.
she didn't do very well overall. She's better than me. We'll get into it. Spoiler alert, I lost every game. I didn't win at all. Um, but she definitely like Voja. I feel like Voja has the same downside as Adeline. Has to win through attacking, and it's not gonna come out of nowhere and attack. It needs like 4 or 5 turns,
Hmm.
you know,
Oh
to
yeah.
fill the
Oh, I
table.
know. I
So
played against it last night.
yeah. So let's go into the different pods that I played. Um,
All right, we
since
got Pod One here.
yeah, pod one. So I was actually tabled with Elvis.
That's Elvis's Keenan. Keenan.
Elvis is yeah, Keenan, whatever. That's why it's smaller.
Oh, was it
Yeah.
Malcolm Rowe? Are you?
I don't
Sorry,
know. I don't know. It was a red card. Those were two that it could have been.
it's
Um,
definitely Kiddis.
yeah, and then Atali. Um, and the Atali player went nuts. Like that card down there, Orcish Lumberjack, I'd never seen before, and I was just like, that is cool. Um, and he
You've
played
never seen the
Atali like
lumberjack.
no, I didn't know that was a card. Like I don't play Cruel. I didn't know. And he had the old printing one too, which I think was a lot cooler. Um,
Yeah.
but he went off. It was nuts. And then for the Malcolm player, I have those two copy spells because I think he copied a Tali twice. He played two copy spells. Once he copied a Tali,
Hmm.
which was awesome. And that vanishing on the flash duplicate didn't matter at all. Um, like it was after he played that, it was not 3 turns until he won the game. Um,
Malcolm won.
Malcolm won that game, yeah.
Malcolm does
Yeah.
that.
But Atali was like you say it sucks like well to the degree where it's just really fast, but like sitting there and watching because I think Atali's a great card.
I
I think
would love to play a Tolly. I gotta get one.
it's a cool card. It's a cool card, you know. Um,
We play on spell table too much for me to play a Tolly.
yeah, yeah. I play it in my Maelstrom Wanderer deck. It's my big stuff Timmy's. Um, but to see that like in CEDH and have him like out the gates like turn two Atali, um, and then like just a bunch of stuff. It was like that's cool.
Hmm.
Like I like that. Like I wasn't upset at all. And then the guy just won the game. I don't think Elvis did anything. I don't think he did very well that game. He made it to the end. He was in the final pod. I don't think he
Yeah.
did much of that.
Yeah. I mean, he probably his Keenan list is probably not optimized, but
Well, so it was proxy friendly,
still.
and he proxied out like $1,000 of cards was in like 9, 10 cards. Um,
Right, but he never
and,
played with like like you got
right,
Keenan's the kind of deck you gotta know what you're doing.
yeah,
It's like if I was
right.
like, here's my food chain deck, figure it out. You'd be like, no, no thanks.
See, I would play food chain Natali, greater good Natali, right? Um,
You would definitely probably play both of those. Yes,
yeah, Teamer Sabretooth as well.
they were
Um,
probably they were probably both in there. At least food chain for sure,
yeah,
just to
yeah,
get more Atali casts. Yeah.
it's more Talis, so many more Talis. Um, but I didn't do shit. Like the Tali player took my one Enchantress. He took another card. Um, I forget. I don't think I did not play Tuvasa. Um, that pod. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I cast. I lost. um, but watching the Italian and Malcolm player go was really cool to watch and see.
Malcolm's brutal, dude.
Yeah, I saw him sit down with Malcolm, and I was like, oh, cool, Kevin. It did not play like Kevin's deck though. I don't think it
No,
was. It might have been playing. I didn't see many cards.
it was
Um,
probably just the hand it drew. I mean, it is Commander
right,
after all, but
right. So he might have been playing that breacher, that pirate breacher that discard stuff.
definitely was. He's
Um,
definitely playing
right.
all
So it
the
probably was. And I guess if I was Caddis, and he did not win the way Kevin does.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then Pod Two. It's a blank slide unless you
Yeah.
did anything with it, Scott.
Nope. No. Nope. I'm
Guys,
just gonna let you live in your forgetfulness here.
my mind.
You
Um,
lost. Moral of the story.
I lost. I lost. The only thing I remember of that game was the player to my right was playing Keenan, and he got out a Hullbreaker Horror on turn 2, and I
Yep.
had a removal spell in my hand, so I could have cast it on the Hullbreaker Horror on my turn. But I was like, nah, these other two guys are better than me. I'm gonna let them remove it, and they did. They did remove it. I was
Mm.
like, okay, cool. I had the smart play, ha 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 ha, and then I lost. Um, but I forget what they were playing. I could not tell you. I just know I lost. I decided not to cast a spell. I think I did get two Vasa out that game, but I don't remember. It was quick. And I don't remember like it wasn't like any cool like commanders. Like, I'll call a Keenan deck, and I forget what the other two were. Like, they weren't like anything that like blew my mind away.
Pod
Uh,
3 looks spicy. Let's go to that one.
Pod 3 was cool. I forget the fourth player in Pod 3. So there were four of us. I forget that. I forget the fourth player.
Let's see
But
what
I'm
we
looking
got.
at it.
We got Aerith, Tormented Prophet. If you would draw a card, exile the top two. Okay. That seems spicy.
Yeah,
And then
and he won. That guy won.
Bart Bartolome del yeah.
Presidio. That was an always
Presidio.
off deck. The two little cards down there are the two cards that he played. Like, that was all he did, was play these two little cards.
And then
Um,
lose.
and then who?
And then lose.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, he lost. Um,
What did the
Aerith
Aerith
won.
deck do?
He won. He did
Yeah.
all the things. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I can actually probably win this game. I have a chance here. This is great. I got two Vasa out. I had played a couple spells, drawn a couple cards. The Orzhov player had played the Hushwing Thrall at his end step just for fun, and then I think that got removed somehow, and then he played the Dorothy Voidwalker, and then the Aerith player went. I think it's like turn 4 or 5. So this is why I was like, I have a chance here because it was longer in the game. He goes, Gataxian Probe me. Looks at my hand. No count. There's no counter spells in my hand. It's like, cool. And then he goes off. Just playing cantrips. He gets Bergie out. Um,
Oh yeah, because each cantrip
and
is actually now drawing two.
is now drawing two cards. And I'm sitting there and looking at him. I'm like, thank God this Dorothy Voidwalker is out right now, because he can't. Because I know spell slinger decks, they want to go through the deck and they want to recast
Yeah,
it from the
Past in
graveyard.
Flames, shit
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
all that fun stuff. And then of course, Underworld Breach as well. But he's going nuts. Like, his half his deck is sitting on his exile pile. It was really cool to watch. Um, like, this guy really take advantage of this, essentially draw two for every spell you play.
Mhm.
And I don't like playing like that. I don't like that whole, like, if he had fizzled, he would have been done. He wouldn't have won.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not my
Um,
kind of deck either. But
right. So you always like, I'm sitting there, and this happens a lot where I'm like, okay, he'll fizzle. Not a lot, but every time like these decks do this, I'm like, he'll fizzle. They just don't. They don't fizzle. They keep going. Um, and he was eventually able to remove the Dorothy Voidwalker.
mm,
Card started going into his graveyard as he cast him, and then he did the Lion's Eye Diamond, um, Underworld
Breach.
Breach thing, and won. Oh, that's how. Oh my God, Pod won. That's how he won. Um, Underworld Breach.
It's always breach wheel.
Yeah, it was Breach. It was Breach Wheel. And what Elvis had played something. Oh, he had Kozlik in his. He was milling us. He was brain freezing us. Odd one. He was brain freezing us.
Dude, you
With
always need a spicy Eldrazi.
yeah, and he had the spicy Eldrazi, but he he interacted somehow with the Eldrazi trigger to
Yeah,
then mill.
stifled it.
He was able to make us all draw a card. He was able to pay 4 and make us draw a card. So he interacted. He responded to the Eldrazi trigger by continuing to mill us, and then he made Elvis draw a card before the Eldrazi shuffled things back in.
Okay. Yeah, that's
And
cool.
that's how he won. That was like okay. Like he was prepared. If mill is the strategy, Eldrazi stops me from winning. He has 1 card in my deck, and for a second he was like, "Oh, did I exile it already? Did I do that? Oh no!" But then he found it.
I guess I didn't think that. I never
What's
thought
that?
about. Was brain freeze an instant? That's insane. I guess I never thought about that.
No one contested it. And from what he was saying, like
I mean,
there was,
it must be. I mean, it's
right.
probably.
There were 3 of us. I'm not sure if that's exactly what like he just cast brain freeze in response again, or if he did something else. I forget exactly what it was, but he was able to interact with.
No, brain freeze is an
Yeah,
instant. Yeah. So
it
he just responded to it. Yeah.
yeah,
Dude,
and
foil brain
then
freezes are $100.
Jesus, that's crazy. But it was a cool way to win. And then the Aerith player in Pod 3 was super cool. It was just cool to watch him go off, and I was like, okay, well, I guess not. I'm not gonna win this game. So I didn't.
I'm a big fan of Underworld Breach. I haven't played it in a while. We kind of moved off of that power level, but maybe
Yeah.
it's time to sneak a Breach deck back in there. Every time I build them, though, I like to, because
Well, the stats is
I don't want to play CEDH, right? I don't want
right.
to.
Like, that's Oracle. Like that's
So like
that's
maybe I'll.
that's cool. Great. That's not exciting. Um, Underworld Breach lines, I diamond, brain freeze. Cool. Yeah, that's how you win. Not exciting. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you
So
know it's good, so you don't play it.
well, yeah.
Right.
So I try and do like when I would play like World Gorger Dragon Animate Dead.
Right. That's
Right.
cool. No one plays that. That's fun.
Right? Like it's super fast and it'll just end the game right away. But I would play it like I wouldn't play any counter spells, right? I would just be like, this is what I'm going to try and do, and I'm either going to win or I'm going to lose because you're going to exile all of my permanents. Like that's the game. That's the game that I'm playing. That's
Right.
my concession to you guys. If you
Right.
came with removal, that's
If
all
you
you
can
need.
stop it, stop it. Good
Okay,
job.
all you have to do is come with a decent deck, and you'll be able to stop me. But if you didn't, I might win on the second turn. That's the deal. And I didn't
Right.
feel bad about that.
No.
But maybe I
No,
have
like
to.
I mean, I don't feel bad about playing any of my decks against really most people. I mean, Sithis I built in a way that it would have to be the next turn. Like I would have to win on board with infinite tokens. You'd
I
see
hate
it, and you'd have a turn to interact with it before I could
I
win
hate
the game.
playing against Sithis.
What?
I hate playing against Sithis.
One of my favorite decks.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Because you can't even, like, I could run like 8 cards that say destroy all enchantments, and it just wouldn't matter. It never matters. It doesn't matter.
Makes me feel good.
Because I've done it, and I've been like, oh, I have it. He's going to do all this cool shit, and then I'm going to blow him up, and he's going to be like, oh no, I lose. But you don't. You're like, oh, how about I recast Sithis, and then I'll reanimate all of my enchantments and draw 30 cards. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, but like recast Sithis, and I had a full grip from all the drawing, and guess what? They're all enchantments. So
Yeah,
I was
there's just
replaying
more,
them.
and they all do
Different
sim. I hate it. I hate playing against Sithis.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you lost
Pod
again.
4. Lost again. Pod 4. This was the losers table.
Yeah, because
We
you were
all
out.
none of us had won a game in this pod. There were only 3 of us. I lost again. I lost to this girl. Like,
Poor
there was a guy
Melak.
playing. He goes, it's an uncommon, don't worry about it. And I was just like, whatever, we're all lost here, who cares? Um, it was cool. Like we played 2 games, right? Because the first one was really fast, and I forget exactly which card he played to win. The first time, but the second time, and it was the same like deal. The second time, it was Saw in Half and Dark Ritual. You know what Camilla Glamour Thief does? That's Grixis, right?
Yeah.
Blue, black, red. Grixis in 1,
Yep.
2 for a haste. Pay 1, tapper, make Grixis, spend it only to cast instant and sorcery spells. Cool. When she dies, return up to 1 target instant and sorcery card from the graveyard to your hand. So what
Oh,
this,
shit.
yeah, what
That's
this
fucking
asshole did,
dope.
no, it was really cool though. It was really cool. Is he taps her, uses the
Mm-hmm.
black to play Dark Ritual,
Yep.
uses what another black, and then the red and the green, red and the black, red and the blue to play Saw in Half.
Yep.
Dark Ritual is in the graveyard. He plays Saw in Half. He makes 2. He kills the Carmella, gets back to Dark Ritual. Saw in Half is now in the graveyard. He gets 2 Carmellas. He kills, has to sack one of them, so she dies.
So
He
it
gets the
gets
Saw in Half back. He's
nice.
what, one black up now? He still has
He
1 black.
has no had 3. Yeah. Yeah, he's got 1.
So he
Yeah,
uses that
he's got 1 black. I guess it
1.
doesn't have to be black, but yeah,
He
he's got
uses
a
that
mana left.
1 black to play Dark Ritual. So he
Yep.
has 3 black. He uses one of
Taps
those black.
Carmella.
Taps the Carmella. Uses those 3 to play the Saw in Half. Now
Yep.
he's up 2 black.
Yeah, that's dope. So he made infinite
He
mana.
makes infinite mana, and then he makes the infinite blue and the red, and then he wins. And I forget how. I don't care. It was cool.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
that's nice.
that's neat. Like, I see why you lost everybody else, but that was cool. Like, it was cool. I forget what it was, a card like Saw in Half where he ended up like sacrificing the Camilla. Maybe he copied the Camilla to kill her. But you need to kill her twice. She needs to die twice to get both cards back. So it was definitely like a Saw in Half effect. And I forget exactly what it was, but it was cool. And again, like at this point, I didn't care. It'd been 4 hours. I wanted to go home and see my shmoo. I had bad Chinese food. It was not good. It was not up enough. Um, but I wasn't like in a bad mood. I was just like, okay, let's play this game. Let's do it. Because we played it. We finished the first game. He won, and we were like, okay, let's play another one because that was cool. And he just won again. I'm like, okay, that was fun. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun deck. I have to build that.
Yeah. I was not upset. And then funny enough, there was another game where we were waiting for the last game to finish up, like the final pod. And I sat down and played Adeline. And we were going turns in, and I played Adeline. I played Adeline first turn. Because I got my Gold Lotus. And that was the only spell I played. I played Adeline. I kept playing lands. I had 2 6-costed Planeswalkers in my hand, which have since come out of the deck actually. But like nobody touched her. I just attacked and attacked and attacked and had like 13 tokens out and like cool. And they were like, dude, you haven't played a single spell after Adeline. I'm like, nope.
Don't have to.
Don't have to here. And then like I tried to do like make my creatures indestructible, destroy all creatures. That got countered. But then like someone tried to counter it because the counter spell because they wanted the creatures. He didn't have any creatures, and the other 2 players did, and so it was cool. So still lost that game too. But I know Harry won his first game with Magda very quickly, and Elvis got to the final pod with the Malcolm player, and the Malcolm player won turn 2.
Did he really?
Yep. Yeah, it was quick. So yeah, final round was quick. And it was a money pot, so we were talking about how like, oh, fastest Oracle, blah blah blah. If you're trying to win $300, play the fastest Oracle, right?
Yeah, I mean that's part of the issue, right?
Right.
Like I've been trying to figure out what we should do for prizes for our tournament.
But no one's like buying in. No one's like, it was $25 to get in, and it was proxy friendly. Like the one team player, all of his cards were handwritten. All of them.
Oh, I have
And
a
he was,
funny story about this actually.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so that other Discord that I'm in, right? Um, somebody was talking, like in the mornings, from like 8 to like 11. There's like people in like the chat room of that Discord, just like getting ready for work and talking about Magic. And yeah,
cool.
it's so I like I listen in because I'm bored.
Right.
And somebody was like, "Oh, I was at a CEDH tournament this past weekend, and there was a Keenan player who had a fully proxied deck and had no idea what he was doing with it." And I was like, "I heard this story. I heard this story from this exact story already." And I was like, "Where do you live, my friend?" And apparently he lives in Florida, and this tournament was somewhere in Florida. But it was just super weird that the exact same thing happened. Um,
Well, so I don't. Yeah, I don't. I mean, Elvis played against him, so I don't know if he didn't know what he was doing, but I know that like he had his entire deck. Like it was written out. The whole
I
card was written.
distinctly remember Harry saying that he was not quite
He
sure
did
what
not
to do
know.
with it.
Yeah. Mm,
Yeah, this guy was like, um,
that's
this guy was the way he told the story was like the person put the basalt monolith out because
didn't do anything.
I think they go infinite together. I don't know. I've never played Keenan. I don't know the whole combo off the top of my head,
They
but it's
do. It taps for 4 now and 3 to untap it.
yeah, right.
So
So
they
essentially, he like
yeah.
was like he like laid that on the table and was like, "So I win," and everybody was like, "No,
Go
that's
on.
you have infinite colorless mana now," and the guy had
But
no clue what to do after that. He just had infinite colorless mana, and it's like,
you gotta be able to demonstrate the loop, man.
I didn't think this far through the process. So yeah, I thought that
He
was
thought
pretty
he
funny.
thought he could just get away with that,
He thought
and
he
I
could
win.
go full LSV and just not have the win condition in his deck.
Like anybody could have a counter spell. What if I flash in a container priest while you're doing your shenanigans? You know.
I mean, he probably
Like,
did have the cards in his deck. The guy just didn't know what to
right,
do.
but he didn't know what to do or get him a yeah. Uh,
Yeah, so I just thought that was funny. So what are the odds that that happened? That same story happened the same weekend.
two, two people doing the same thing. It might have been the same guy. You don't know. He could have gone down to Florida.
He could have flown down there, yeah.
You know, maybe vacation with his family. Went, you know, today I'm not going to go to Disneyland. I'm going to go play Magic.
Oh man, that would be fun.
Play Magic in Disneyland.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I'd sign up for that tournament.
Right. But I do want to circle back because I do have to broach this topic with somebody. I gotta figure out what to do about prizes for this tournament that we're having in a month.
Yes.
'Cause I don't want to make people pay. I was thinking, what I thought
Right.
was that we'll just ask people to like bring something, right? Like bring a booster pack, bring a cool card. Doesn't have to be an expensive card. Just bring something to like throw in, right?
I got
Just
extra binders. I can bring a binder, an old binder. Like, hey, here's a binder.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have
whatever.
anything.
Just
Ooh, I'll bring. I just actually, I have a. I was just gonna donate it. A really big, like cabinet dartboard. Like
exactly.
it's not really big. It's like it's maybe like 2.5 feet tall, you know, 2.5 feet wide. So it's a dartboard, but it opens up. It's like a cabinet kind of
Right.
thing. Bring it.
I mean, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna ask. I think I'm gonna fire it off in the Discord one of these days. Be like, just bring something.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. I'm on camera here. Right here. I pulled it out to. It's this.
Nice. Look at that. Piccadilly Circus. Beautiful.
Yeah, and it opens up, and yeah, like it actually. I need to double check with my wife here, to see if it's okay because I think it was her grandma's.
Yeah, you might want to
Um,
double check on that one. Yeah.
yeah, she hated her grandma, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Still.
she was she was a horrible woman. Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's okay. We do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Okay, so that's what? That's what? What do you think? Second prize?
Well, I was thinking we would just do like what we did at your bachelor party, where like you just sort of draft the prizes, and whoever wins gets first pick, right? So like if they want the dartboard, they can have the dartboard.
Nobody's gonna take the dartboard then, because nobody wants that thing. That's why it's so big.
Yeah, I know, but that's what makes it funny. We're not supposed to be playing for the prizes.
Somebody's got to take it. I don't want to go. I don't want to go home with it.
We end up having to.
I'll bring it though. I will bring that.
Yeah, so that's my thought. I don't know, maybe.
I like that
Or
idea. Just bring something.
yeah, bring
First
something.
prize.
Maybe you have like a
First pick. Like
maybe you have like an interesting foil or something, right? Like
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I like that.
Something
Or
to
someone could bring this wonderful candle.
scented
Everybody
candle.
likes a candle. Everybody likes them.
Yeah,
It's
bring whatever
apple.
you want.
It's a soy blend. Why is it a soy blend? I don't know
Yeah.
what that means. Whatever.
Yeah,
I found it.
then we. It was like last time Kevin like randomly had some Baldur's Gate booster packs that we used as prizes. And that was fine. That's the idea. Like I didn't show up wanting Baldur's Gate boosters, but it was nice to get a
No,
prize. But I
no,
think
this
this would.
one
I think bringing like a bunch of random stuff would fit the vibe better, right? So like I can pick a booster pack or the dartboard.
All right, someone brings a pack of socks. Like I actually need new socks. I'm gonna take the socks. No, I actually need it. No, a pack of diapers. That's a prize.
I mean,
Or wipes or something.
for like me and you, and
Yeah,
Elvis isn't gonna be there. Mitch's kids aren't in diapers.
that's true.
Does anybody else have a kid? John D's kids aren't in diapers.
Diapers. Do they? I mean, do you still use? I feel like you would still use wipes at that point, just for like other messes.
Yeah, but they're old enough where you can use like alcohol wipes.
Mm.
You can like actually clean their hands. You don't have
Get
to
'em
use
down.
the gentle skin stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, that's a good idea. I will bring the dartboard. I kept it because or no, well maybe that big painting. I like that thing. I'm gonna keep it. It's massive though. I'm gonna go get it and show it to you.
Maybe we'll ask everybody to do a craft. Everybody does a craft, and then we'll draft them.
I like that idea better. This thing.
Oh my god. Jeremy's just using this to unload all his bullshit.
Bullshit. This is a great piece of art.
It did look like it, but there's a reason you don't want it anymore.
No, I do still want. I'm not gonna take that. I want
Okay.
that still. I'm trying to get Bridget to convince her that I can put it up in the hallway.
Mm. You just gotta put it up one day.
Always like this wide, so it's just gonna be you in the painting. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So we'll do that. We'll put it out there. I have to send out to the group activity. I gotta send out the invite to Harry's bachelor party.
Oh shit, yeah. When is that?
It is.
Am I even invited? I don't know if I'm invited.
You're on the list. You made the list. You made the cut.
I haven't heard anything about this wedding.
So
Except what you told me at lunch the other week. Like,
what did I tell you at lunch about? It was in October and then it was in September.
yeah, that the dates screwed up some
Changed.
plans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
So yeah,
yeah.
it's what is it? It is it's in 2025.
Yeah. I don't think I'm
So, and I
too
believe
far
that
behind.
it is in August 2025.
What Ashley told me that they were engaged, and then
Yeah, because
I never heard a word about it.
I saw it was weird. Facebook like sent me a thing, or just showed me a thing to my feed that said Kate moved to Philly, and I was like, what? And it was from 2009, or like 2000 and like it was some years ago.
Hmm.
It wasn't like a memory or anything. It was just came up. Like, why are you telling me this? Because I thought, for one, I'm gonna still ask Carrie about this wedding now. Um, but the idea is we're gonna do something similar to my bachelor party, honestly, um, where we
Airbnb in the
go
woods somewhere.
kind of, yeah, and by Pittsburgh because Dylan is on the list as well.
Cool.
But like Elvis, Harry, and I are planning on going to like Thursday evening, and then Friday playing golf. And the other ones that come on Friday they can come Friday evening. Saturday is going to be like magic and fun stuff and just like, hanging out, having a good time. Friday night, Saturday night. And then Sunday, people could leave, could hang out, and they could play golf again. Um, and then we like leave either Sunday evening or Monday morning.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the smallest amount of time commitment, it would be like Friday night to even Saturday morning to Sunday morning. We become, you know, it's I don't know if we don't got like actual location yet. Elvis is supposed to find a good golf course so that we can find a Airbnb close by or something.
That makes sense.
That's his responsibility.
You
Um,
might want to stay on top of him.
right. We got the year and a half. Yeah.
I mean, it goes fast, bro.
Right. I understand that. So I just need to get this invite out so we don't make plans. Um, so it might not be all the way in Pittsburgh. So like I know Somerset, where Dalton was like, I'm from Pittsburgh, but he's actually from Somerset. It's like 2.5 hours away. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can make that drive in an evening. You can leave somewhere at 4 or 6,
But
and
you can
get
make that
there.
drive in an evening.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a big
It's a
deal.
fucking drive for me.
Yes, it is. Yeah, for you it is.
I guess it's only like another like hour for like I'm only an hour and some change from
Yeah,
you.
because I know. Yeah, you're about an hour and a half, and then you're not coming to me. You're going up instead of going up. You're going like that
Yeah,
instead.
yeah. So it's I mean it's a little bit longer for me. It's not. I
Yeah.
would probably not want to do that all at once, so I'd probably come up and either stay in Enola that night, Thursday night or something.
Again, depending on where it is. Like if it's around Somerset, it's not gonna be that long. Shouldn't be. Yeah.
Find a
So,
carpool.
yeah, carpool is good too. The Baltimore SCG Con on the 27th. I guess
Of
I didn't put it on
July.
my calendar. What?
Of when?
Yeah, in July. Yeah, I didn't put it on my calendar in time. So
Oh, something got scheduled.
yeah,
Oh, where are you going?
we're not going anywhere. It's like a family pool day where like
Hmm.
people are coming up from like DC and Richmond to hang out that weekend. It's like other people are coming here, so
Yeah, but do you like those people?
yeah, mostly.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know. They're fine. They're fine people. They're not, they're not like
Judge.
really, really annoying or anything. They're cool.
Alright,
They're fun to hang out with and drink.
we'll find a different one then.
One in DC. Well, you still go. You can still go. It's your birthday. Go.
I mean, I'll probably still go, but
Yeah.
I don't
And
have
then
much
like
interest in going alone.
That's fair. Harry, Elvis, and Dalton might still want to go.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll put the feelers out there.
Yeah. I was even like thinking like this week, like I need to get it on my calendar before something else gets scheduled. I need to get it on there, and I went to go do it yesterday, and I flipped to it, and I was like, "What is family pool day?"
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Yeah, Carrie and James are coming up from Richmond. Tommy and Jen are gonna be up, and I did tell them that you would be there, and I was like, shit.
Can't Family Pool Day be on the 28th?
Well, because that's a Sunday, and people have to go back to work.
Fuck work.
I know. I agree wholeheartedly. Fuck work. Being stupid as hell recently.
Work's been busy.
Yeah,
The last
lot of
couple weeks
airplanes.
have been. My work's not usually busy. I'm not usually busy. it's like steady, and I have to work, but like it's
Oh
not
yeah, you're not busy.
busy. But the last couple weeks, it's just been busy. Like my windows of time during the day where I can like, I don't know, drift
Podcast.
off and like watch something or even just like clean the kitchen, right? Like just like sneak in
Yeah.
some chores during the day so I don't have to do them in the afternoon.
Right.
Just haven't been there. My days just been full, man. Cause like I would have those breaks and I'd clean something, and then in the afternoons I could finish up and come play Magic at 8:30 or 9. But
Right.
uh, like last night we didn't start till 10. Oh god.
Oh yeah, I was yeah. I mean, I've been dealing with a bunch of like grant and budget issues, and like it seems like they keep, and it's frustrating as hell. They keep changing things on us, and then saying it's our fault that we didn't know about it when we were never told.
Yeah.
And that's what's really frustrating. Like most recently, we're supposed to hand out these guides, these informational guides, and we say, hey, we have these guides. We're going to hand out so many of them. We have them in 13 languages, and for 3 years, it's been fine. Now, suddenly, 3 weeks before the grant ends, they're like, hey, you've only handed out guides in English and Spanish, but you said you were going to do it in 13 languages. What's your plan for the other 11 languages? And I was like, no, we just said we would have them in 13 languages and be able to give them out.
Right.
But we'd be handing out this many total. And like, no, you can't do that. And I was gonna let it go and like try to work with it, but then they sent this official letter of like, hey, we finished your. And here's the thing: is I report on this stuff every quarter, and we have monthly check-ins. Not once did they bring this up until 3 weeks. Like the grant ends at the end of May. Um, not once did they bring it up. This letter says you have failed to report on this task because you said it'd be in 13 languages, but it's only in these two. And I'm just like, no, absolutely not. Like, you had so many opportunities, and they brought it up before, right? In other, like you were struggling at this part of the grant. Like, what can we do? How can you, are you doing this? Change this, do this. And they brought that up. Mainly for like filings that we didn't have a number set to do, but they're like, you haven't done any. Like, well, we don't have any number to do. We don't have any, but we need to do something. Like, okay, fine. But they never brought that up until now, and that has just changed.
Yeah. Frustrating.
Like I was like, we don't have a plan because we've been working under this expectation, under this intention all year, and this is the first time you've brought this up. So we don't have a plan to do it. Like, sorry. It's just.
Hmm.
And this budget amendment too is one other thing, and that we work on that for 2 months, and that's got to get approved before the end of May. I sent it back in March, beginning of March. 3 months then. Yeah, I sent it beginning of March, March 4th or April 4th. I forget which one. March,
Yeah.
April, May. But
Glad
it's
I don't deal with the budget.
the feds, man.
Oh, I mean, I work with the feds. I know what it's like.
Do you have to explain what rounding and what rounding is and how percentages work? Because I've had to do that several times now.
No, no, I don't.
Yeah. They were like, hey, 311 times 18 doesn't equal 5,605. I'm like, cool. 311.4 does. Like 311 hours. That's 311.4 hours. So I rounded 311. I was like, we're talking about like 23 minutes here of time that I rounded. Calm down.
Right.
And it's like, hey, you decreased his hours but increased his percentage. Why is that? Like, well, because the amount of time that we're working in now is smaller, so the number of hours is actually a higher percentage than if we took it for the whole year. So that's how percentages work.
Yeah, be surprised how many people are just kind of dumb, dude.
Like, how do you make more money than me? How?
It's not about what you know.
I know it's not, but just like it's just so frustrating.
Though, I mean, I have had to do that to people though, like, um, cause, cause like if you do round, because I hate it. They do it a lot in the world where that I work, because they're talking like billions of dollars sometimes. So
Right.
they cut it off at the millions, right? So they're like,
Hmm.
you know, 2 billion, 2 point, they'll be like 2,100, and then they'll have like a little footnote that says number is in millions or whatever, and I'm like,
So it's 2,000 million, which is 2
yeah,
billion.
right, and I'm like that's fine.
That that's annoying. Yeah.
I'm like that's fine. You can do that, except like they have other numbers above it that are supposed to sum to this number,
Hmm.
and it doesn't because they rounded differently at the numbers above it. So I'm like, if I add these numbers up, it's off by like $10 million. Like, it's not like when you're talking about billions of dollars as the total, and you're rounding away tens of millions of dollars, which
Right.
is like
That
too much
yeah.
to round away.
Right.
I'm like,
I'm rounding 34 cents.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, you can't like these eight
Hmm.
numbers don't add up to this number at the bottom. And they're like, yeah, but it's a rounding. I'm like, okay, but you're just hiding.
That,
you're either adding or losing like $20 million, which is a
right.
lot.
That's significant. And the thing is, we're talking. This is 2 grants that equal $200,000.
Yeah,
I don't know, but that's all this. Like it's at this point, I'm like, is it worth this much hassle? Really?
it never
Like,
is.
it's $200,000 here. The one grant's 75,000, and this is like ridiculous. The guidance has been terrible. So that's universe and everything.
Yeah, that's all of it.
That's pretty good. Comment on one of your job frustrations and magic card dislikes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell me about your life. We're here
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. Patrick just had his first fever this week.
His first fever? That's pretty good.
First fever. I had to pick him up from daycare.
I've never had to pick Sloan up for a fever, but she's had them at home.
He had a fever. I had to pick him up. I came home. I got him at like 1:30. Came home, sat down. He just laid with me the rest of the day. He just
Yeah, it makes
didn't
him
cry.
sleepy.
Yeah, he was just not feeling good. What really killed me was, um, he had like a raspy voice, and so he couldn't get his high pitch. So he would like try to cry at one point, and he just couldn't do it because
Poor
he
guy.
couldn't get high enough. You know.
It's no fun.
He's fine now. He had a great day today.
Yeah, yeah, they recover quick.
He was fine.
It's weird though, like with babies, man, because you call the pediatrician and they're like, if the fever's not too high, you kind of just want to let them have the fever because, the body's trying to do something. You don't want to like interfere with it with medication.
We gave him a lot of Motrin with
Yeah,
Tylenol.
yeah.
Did
I
that.
mean, yeah. That was more like when she was like 6 months. It was like, do you want it? It's like, she's got a fever. They're like, what is it? I'm like, it's like 101. They're like,
Yeah, it was
that.
101. They said, yeah.
I'm like, unless it's like 10, unless you see like a 102, like you just keep them comfortable. Like maybe turn the AC down a little bit. Turn
Told
a
us
fan
well.
on. Maybe a cold towel. Like keep them cold, but the fever is like the body fight. Like you gotta
Right.
let her body fight it. Otherwise, she just won't develop that ability, right? And with the cough too, I don't know how often Patrick's gotten like
He's
a
always
cough,
cough. He has a cough like almost constantly.
because like
It's gotten,
sometimes
it's gotten better
Sloan's,
recently, but
yeah,
he's got a cough like
like
all the time.
Sloan's would get bad and we'd call and then like what do we do? Like she's not having trouble breathing, but she's not able to sleep mostly. It keeps her awake, and they're like, there's nothing. She's coughing because her body's trying to get something out, and you don't want to like give her cough medicine
No, we
and
didn't.
like
I don't.
suppress that.
Yeah, I haven't given him any. I took him to the doctor just to be sure, and she like checked his
Yeah,
lungs, ears, his
yeah.
nose. Oh, no, he's okay. Like, I figured, just wanted to make sure. It's been
How,
like a month and a half.
how
So it's
old's
like
Patrick now?
he's he will be 8 months next week.
Okay, yeah, you got a little bit of time
You
yet.
look at the calendar. Yeah, yeah, the 14th next Tuesday.
Yeah, Sloan. So you're not supposed to give him like honey for a while,
Okay, we
but
haven't given him honey.
right, right, but
A lot of other stuff, but not honey.
but yeah, it's something about like what's in honey, could be bad for them if they're too young, but um, once they pass like a year, you're fine to give them honey, and it really worked for Sloane's cough this last time. Like it crushed it. It didn't fix it, right? But it worked like a throat lozenge would for you or me. But you can't give her you can't give your kid like a menthol throat lozenge. So like the honey really, you'd let her sleep. We give it to her before bed and like a little teaspoon of honey for her to like lick up, and then I guess it kind of like coats their throat a little bit, so like
Yeah, I was thinking
helps
that
with
too.
that tickle,
Nice.
and then she could get to sleep. So
And we
so honey,
put peanut
couple
butter.
months and you can use honey.
That's really good. Put peanut butter on a pita today. He just like sucked it down.
Yeah, peanut butter's good.
He loves that. I'm starting to see him chew now. Like I can see his
Hmm.
tongue working in his mouth to get it to either side. It's great because before you just shove it in his mouth, take a bite of something, and it'd be this chunk of thing in the middle of his mouth, and he'd just sit there with it, and he'd
Yeah,
keep trying to shove more in, and then eventually he'd open his mouth and the chunk would come out, which was hilarious to watch. Um, but now he's working it back and forth and trying to chew it, which is
good.
insane.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Yeah, it's freaky. He's better he's better at grabbing the spoon out of the bowl, and he hasn't figured out put it back in yet, but he sees it, he grabs it, he gets it in his mouth. Like dude's learning,
Nice. Yeah,
which is really cool to watch.
it comes fast.
Yeah. That's the thing is I realized I didn't have like a three. You know, about, oh, I have a 3 month old. Oh, I have a 6 month old. I didn't have a 6 month old for very long.
Mm-mm.
I had
Yeah,
a 3 month old at Christmas, and that's it. And now he's like, that's it.
yeah. Just wait. It's weird. She like started walking just like one day. She decided today I'm gonna walk, and now she's like climbing up on the couch, and it's just like rapid fire.
Yeah.
It's freaky. But
I think it's gonna be such a. I don't know if he's gonna be like a good boy or if he's gonna be like just a dick.
they're all kind of dicks for a while.
Until they learn
Yeah.
what that they are being dicks, right? That this is
They
it's
always
not.
they always manage to learn how to say like no first, right? Somehow. I don't know how that happens, but
He's been saying at least the sound of da da. He's going da
yeah.
da da da
There,
da a lot.
there you go.
I don't know if he knows that it's me or that he's saying those words, but
Right. No,
making it
yeah.
sound.
They always learn. They always seem to learn no first, and then they use it a lot. At least Sloan does. She says no. No. Even if she wants something, she'll just say no first. And then you offer it again, and she's like, okay. But she's always like, get that away from me. Get it out of here. I don't want it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. It's crazy. Bridget wants
Well,
to
my
know
friend.
when the live on. What?
The what? Bridget, what?
Bridget wants to know when the wife episode is going to happen.
Once we
Figure it
once we
out.
find a better groove here. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the next so May 23rd is our next one recording anyway. I think sometimes I put like a week or in between them, and then other times it's 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's fine.
Like the deck text Scott is whatever deck you want to do.
I
And
gotta
I put the
definitely
colors
do
of
that.
magic. Yeah, we can break up the colors of magic if we want. I don't know, but just put them in there.
Yeah. Run through some
Like,
classics.
scheduling out through September, I think was good.
It helps. I just told
Yeah,
Ashley this is what we'll be doing on Thursdays, so
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but it
Ashley
was like, you're
knows.
leaving me, and I was like, well, I have to go podcast, and she was like, and she just mocked me, like, I have to go podcast.
I hate that. You're leaving me. You're going to bed.
No, no, she was fine with it. She was just being a dick.
Ashley's like, you have to rub my back first. I'm already late.
Um, yeah, what did she say? I came down for something. And she's like, can you take the cat? And it's like, I go in, I fill my water bottle up. I'm like leaving it. And she's like, Jeremy. I'm like, I open the door. And she's like, I want popcorn. I go downstairs and get her popcorn.
I
And bring
was
it back up.
like you're gonna go do some dumb shit, so I'm gonna take advantage and get you to do some shit for me first. Like, why does that always? Why does that work?
I don't know. I mean,
Uh,
it's because you do want to, I mean, getting a popcorn is the worst thing to do.
no, it's not bad. I don't hate doing it. I'm just like she knows. Like Ashley definitely knows that I'll do it. Like whatever. Like I'm gonna go podcast. I'm gonna go be downstairs for the next 2 hours, and she's like, ah, but first I got you by the balls now. What?
First.
How much stuff can I get you to do before you go down there? Yeah. I was like, I don't know, but you got like 10 minutes. So
10 minutes of stuff to do.
yeah, you got 10 minutes. And even that was a lie. It's like that's like really pushing it. I was trying to get down here earlier than that,
That's fine.
get set
I
up,
hop on.
but no, she was like, I'm taking all 10 of these. So
I hopped on Fallout a while. Download the Nuka Cola World expansion, which is essentially Disney World, but for soda.
for
Yeah,
soda
for
world.
Nuka Cola. Pretty much, yeah. It's like Coca Cola, but it's Nuka Cola. It's great. I'm in. I'm fully on board.
You do seem like you're all the way in on Fallout.
Fallout 4 is a great game. I had a lot of fun playing that. It's great. There's more content because of the TV show, which is fantastic too.
I still have to finish that. Yeah.
It's really good. Like, it's very much like when he hacks the computer, like that's what hacking the computer looks like. I missed the whole thing where like the Brotherhood, the scribes have a massive bag and they can barely move. But like you throw all your shit on your companion to like
Mm-hmm.
just you. Like I missed that until like someone pointed it out, and I was like, that is good. I appreciate that little tidbit. That's definitely what it is.
Yeah, no, I'll probably watch some of it tomorrow. I keep forgetting to put it on. Every time I see it, I'm like
Go
it's
watch that.
either like when I'm going to bed and like Ashley doesn't want to watch this while we go to sleep, so I don't put it
Right.
on. And then in the morning, I always just end up putting on some like dumb shit that I've seen 100 times because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna work and I'm gonna want to watch this and it'll be distracting. But then I just never
Right. Like,
remember to put,
not what's gonna happen. Yeah.
I just never remember to put it on. But I gotta watch that.
I've honestly watched the majority of One Piece at work. Like, I have two computer screens. If I don't need them both, I'll throw out One Piece.
Oh yeah, I have three. I got three going right now.
Nice. I'm
Uh,
excited for the. I'm surprised that she okayed the computer.
mm,
And I did upgrade the RAM on it. So I spent $200 more than
mm,
over budget, I'd say. Uh, just so like I looked up, can this like graphics card that this Apple has, can it run Total War? Because I really want to play Total War because it was an amazing game. Um, and everyone I said was like, you should probably upgrade to the 16
mm.
gigabyte card. And I was like, okay. Haven't told her that. I just said I just said I upgraded the RAM. And she's like, why? So it can run better. I
Well,
said,
don't let her watch this video then.
in a couple months. In a couple months.
Yeah, once the computer's here.
Let's sit here set up and she's on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So should probably know by then anyway, because I'll download Steam and I'll say something like, "Yeah, my old computer couldn't run this because it can't because it's 10 years old."
Yeah, I got way too much. I have too much going on down here. I got 5 screens, 3 computers, all set up right now. Man. My basement's a little hype right now. Yeah, I just gotta keep it clean. That's my problem. I struggle keeping it clean. I'm gonna have to hire somebody to come in and figure out what to do with these cords because I just don't. Or I just gotta go to like Best Buy. I just have to go to Best Buy and get some.
I don't have a lot of cords or anything. I just gotta keep the magic table clean, really.
I don't have a free table. It's all computers.
Yeah, once the
But
computer comes, I'm gonna have to like rearrange some stuff up here for sure.
but my main desk is huge. Like it's enormous. There's plenty of room for playing with magic cards and computers and stuff.
The thing is, we're gonna need to get a new desk. I feel like one of those L desks.
I got one of these dope standing desks. It's fucking
Well, I
sweet.
have one of the fake ones that you put on top of the desk.
Yeah, I have one of those too.
Okay.
But no, actually, my dad's work. We're just like getting rid of a bunch of stuff. Because I guess that's how business works. I don't know. I'm not a businessman. Sometimes it's easier to just get rid of stuff. I don't know. It's like a
And try
$400
to
desk.
sell it. Jeez.
Yeah. Like if I bought it at the store right now and it's like in perfect condition, there's nothing wrong with it. It's wonderful. I love it. It's like too big for my oversized playmat,
Nice.
which is
I got 3 playmats, so one of them's gonna be like a mouse pad for this new computer.
yeah. I have 2 keyboards and 2 mice and plenty of room for both of them on my oversized playmat right now, and it still only takes up like maybe a third of the desk space that I have.
I feel like I should be able to plug in this old computer to the new one and have like a extendable screen, right? That should be a thing.
What? Oh no, you can't
Like
do that.
like my laptop, like plug my laptop into the new computer.
No, it doesn't work that way.
The old computer doesn't like the new computer doesn't like overcome the old one and say, "Hey, now you have my operating system."
It's
That's how
just
it
that
works.
none of the plugs on your laptop are inputs, right? Like they're not. I mean, like they're not. It's not that they're not inputs; they're literally inputs. But the screen just doesn't. It's not going to take that feed. It's not going to do anything with it.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. But no, it's supposed to come next week. So
You're definitely going to need some. Yeah, I'm excited for you. I like getting new computers.
I haven't got one in 10 years. So
I get one
excited
like
too.
I get one like every other year.
I used to get a. I mean, like I used to get one a lot at high school and stuff because I'd always get PCs and I always get problems with them. Like I never had luck with computers, and I got this Mac, and I'm like, this thing's perfect. I love it. No issues. None.
And,
So
and they just start to you get the new one. It's like every couple years you find something you want to do that the computer can't handle, and then I'm like, well, I guess it's time.
for
I
me, it
guess
was
it's
Total
time.
War.
There you go. That was the catalyst.
Yeah. The thing is, they were talking about like you want to run Baldur's Gate, and like I'm like I was just hoping for Total War here, like a game from like 2005, please. um, if the
You
damn
got
thing can run Baldur's Gate though, or God forbid,
it
Helldivers
can or
2.
can't. It should be able to.
If it can, like it, if it's a 16-bit, it could run Baldur's Gate. I feel like. From what I was, the few reviews I was seeing online, I literally typed in, does like this specific graphics card can it run Total War? and like on Reddit, it was talking about that graphics card. Yeah, blah blah. Like upgrade to the 16 RAM thing, and was mentioning. They didn't mention Total War, but they were mentioning games, and they were mentioning Baldur's Gate 3. And I was like, if it can run Baldur's Gate 3, it can run Total War.
Yeah, you would think.
So yeah,
Baldur's Gate 3 is intense.
yeah, and much newer.
Yeah.
So
Well, sir, I'm excited for you.
me too.
But you know what? I do think I have to go to bed now.
I was thinking that too. It's
Yeah.
bedtime for us, listeners out there in the void. So we're gonna go to bed as we have children to take care of in the morning, and make sure they're not dead right now.
Sloan looks okay. She's been rolling around. She's probably gonna wake up soon. So.
See a blanket, so he puts it there. Though. That's the thing is he puts it on his face.
Yeah, you might want to go check on him.
Like, I'm gonna go check on him and pull it off here. All right. See you guys next time.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Only way you're winning this if I'm dead. But it comes around to come a spade, and then I know that you'll get what you deserve. The more time